issue. You know, like I hung out with his daughter a few times and stuff like that. And there was an occasion where me and his daughter went to get her nails done. And then she's like arguing with one of the girls on the phone. And I was like, who are you arguing with? And then she tells me who she's arguing with. And I was like, where's your dad? And she was like, oh, he's out with her. And I was like, well, isn't your dad married? You know, and I said that to her. I was like, he's married. Like, she's supposed, if she goes to the church, she's supposed to be hanging out with his wife, not with him. Like, there's no point in that.
So, you know what I mean? who is this sister, if you don't mind? I mean, if you don't want to share, that's okay. But I think it would help provide more context. Well, I'm thinking, but maybe you guys.
Well, since my husband, he's probably going to get into that, I'll say it was Demona.
Demona. Okay. That name, we've heard that name before. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so I just found that weird. Like, I was like, she's married, you know, like, you know, most of the single women, from my knowledge, that were in the single town, they weren't hanging out with a pastor constantly all the time, whatever like that. There were times, I'm pretty sure, like, I've heard women tell me personally, like, they had lunch dates with him too, like, because I had to corroborate stories with other women. You know, did this happen to you too? And they were like, yeah, it was lunch dates, but nothing ever happened. But it wasn't like all the time. So for me personally, thinking now, like, I don't know if the accusations are true. Like, obviously, like, people have like lengthy evidence that can prove that it is true. But at the same time, I don't know if he was gauging to see who was kind of this and who was that. You know what I mean? Like, who was more naive, who was more susceptible, who was really fed. Because, like, when he would text me, like, I would text scriptures, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm not trying to talk about anything natural. Like, you're a pastor, you know. We're not going to be best friends and close or anything.
No word in there, sister. That's it.
You know what I would like to know, in a way, a way to even gauge that is, I would love to hear from a brother that said that, oh man, pastor was, you know, like a father figure to me, came and picked me up from work and took me out to lunch, and you know, I wonder if there's a testimony out there concerning a brother. You know, because what we've been hearing is a lot of women, you know, that he would do this for. But I wonder if there's a testimony out there, you know, and I'm just spitballing here. I don't know if there is a brother out there with that testimony. I just wonder if there is.
It sounded a lot like, and I'll just say this very shortly. It sounded a lot like almost a worship. But I don't want to reach. But I think the Bible says you're not supposed to let your good be spoken evil of. And I think that's a very fine line, especially if you're a pastor, to be out on lunch dates with single women in your church.
By yourself, without your wife or any other accountability.
That's a recipe.
You are not doing anything inappropriate. I think that is a beyond considerable thing from a pastor. You should be considering that, but not to digress. Let's go ahead and continue.
And real quick, when you have a family member such as his daughter having a level of frustration that he's hanging out with this other single woman, that's telling. At a bare minimum, it's telling. It's concerning. Okay, I'm sorry, sister. You go right ahead.
Yeah. So, you know,